Long day.
We're live, Dr. Art.
We're live, and it's Wednesday. Ha! Surprise!
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Why the hell did I spell it like that?
I think it's in English, Celtic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was one of those things. Like that was one of the reasons I needed to quit school because I was like in the first grade, and we're like,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, you can't spell. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. That led to all sorts of juvenile delinquency. I was bad. Oh man. Bill McKayska, Fubar's in the house. Kelsey Cunningham, Mike N. Cooney's dentist. Alex Jones, what's that? Oh, absolutely. I've been saying that for as long as he's been around. 426 Hemi, what's happening? Robert Gaddis, what is up? We were going to be pulling pistons out of the 383 tonight.
We're gonna.
No, wait, what do you mean? We just had this whole debate out in the shop.
I know, like I said, we were gonna, but we ain't
we
ain't gonna do it.
It's just freaking hot, and we're old, and it's that's part of it.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
So Craig Chido, Thunderstruck, what's happening? Mopar Maniac. Good evening, David Morgan. Carmudgeon, F&A, gotta love getting in on this. We love having you. You want to?
The Carmudgeon?
Yeah, you want to?
That's why we're here.
Let's draw a picture of him or something.
Oh, where's the notebook?
I don't have. It doesn't matter. Thumper, what's happening? It's cold here. Where the hell are you? It's cold.
Thumper's in Wisconsin, isn't he?
Oh, it's still freaking hot up in Wisconsin. It's summer. It's July in Wisconsin.
That doesn't matter. It could snow in July in Wisconsin.
What's the weather in Wisconsin right now? Oh, he's an Uber. I didn't realize you were.
Oh, he's an Uber. Yeah. It could be
You
snowing
should be on
there.
a glacier up there. Yeah.
Here comes the sled dogs.
436 he says, nice job freeing the 383. Yeah, that's old technique, man. We're working on it. That the wrist action and the hammer now for the last. Yeah. Come on, you got to admit that.
Yeah, it works.
I've been doing it like that for 40, 50 years.
What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do with the cam? Did you figure that out?
What about?
You gonna use that one because you said it was a starter?
It's a stock cam.
That's not fun.
Well, okay, think of it this way, right?
Okay.
It may not be fun, but are we really building a fun car or a fun engine, or are we building something that we can try different ideas on and get results? Because now, if it's got a cam...
we don't have a baseline.
We don't have a baseline. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if it's essentially stock engine,
mm-hmm.
then we know, okay, so you let's say you do back-to-back Holly and Edelbrock. Okay, which is something I really want to do. I want to take a 600 Edelbrock and a 600 Holly, totally stock, out of the box, back to back, right? And get actual incremental numbers. Which is better in the 60, which is you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that when you got a cam? Because at that point the motor is more dependent on the specifics. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There has to be tuning involved to make it work right.
All right.
Or you can't just take an out of the box cam.
So we just got to swap.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we can swap manifolds. We could do all sorts of
things.
things.
I mean now because it's got that single plane for
We'll try both.
Yeah.
We put the single plane on it.
It takes 5 minutes to swap. Yeah.
Exactly. That's one thing about the Mopars or the big blocks is that
it's dry deck.
Yeah, there's no water passages, so you could swap intake manifolds in 5 minutes, and you never ever have to change the gasket. They're eternal. So, David Morgan says it's cold and raining where I am in Australia.
Well, it's winter. It's
winter in Australia, right?
It should be cold, right?
Mopar Manic says a lovely 103 degrees in the Mojave Desert. so you're having a cool spell.
Yeah, it only gets hot at 105, so 103 is like, eh.
Mike N is going to finish up watching the special on Stock Car Racer Leak Speed. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, go enjoy that. What's this crown stuff here mean?
The crown that's something that
new.
YouTube started an acknowledgement to some of your best posters.
Oh,
he's like a level 2 gypsy poster.
Oh well, yeah, Mike, you better step up your game because 6 Hemi that's got the #1 crown. Rod's Vintage Guns and Fab. Hello from Cape Benton, East Coast, Canada. Hello, my brother.
Yoder. Yeah.
Captain Obvious says Wednesday tech truck. This is just what I needed. We did too, right? No,
Yes.
we didn't. We were going to pull pistons out of that motor. I feel that we're letting not only them down, but we're letting ourselves down.
Well, I'm accustomed to letting myself down.
So am I.
So
I'm a constant disappointment from the minute I wake up to the time I go to sleep.
you're like,
Constant disappointment.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is good. Par for the course. Zach Leclerc. Zach Leclerc has a scientific question. What holds the air cleaner to the carb for the single barrel carb? For the life of me, I cannot find a part or think of a way around it. It's a springy. It's a wire. I don't have any one barrel carburetors around here.
No.
Do I?
no.
Picture like an upside down U with a stud sticking out the top of it, and it fits into two holes that are at the top of the carburetor.
In that horn.
Right in the horn. So you look at the top of the carburetor, the very top of it, the round part in the horn there are going to be two holes. Well, there's that piece is supposed to snap in there, and then the air cleaner gets attached to that. See, thumb number 2 also.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a derogatory statement. Where's the number 2?
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. Zach Leclerc says he's seen them but cannot for the life of me find what they are called or even find out. I have no idea what they're called. I didn't know they had a name.
It's a. There's a name for it. Damn it! It's the same thing. It's a.
I have a factory service manual.
It starts with an H. It's like a. It's a harp, is what it is. It's like on a lamp. It's called a harp.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep them going for
All right. Let me see if I can see this here. But I believe it's the harp. What is with this? Does this thing just keep getting
I don't
looser?
know. It keeps getting looser.
I think it's loose. Oh, yeah, it's got missing or broken bolts or something.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right.
We gotta.
All right. Hang on, guys.
Okay.
Okay. BDS.
Mach 1 timing system. I build portable drag racing timing systems with lasers, sensors. First ones in the world.
So it's showing the carburetor, but it's not showing it with
The harp.
Okay, just some place carburetor from a repair block, remove hairpin clip, remove vacuum hose, remove clip from choke opening, remove vacuum diaphragm, remove air horn retaining screws, remove dash power slow grip, tilt the air horn towards the throttle level far enough to disengage accelerator pump, remove fuel inlet, lift up float, remove step up piston, remove main reading rim, blah, blah, blah. Nope. It doesn't have it. So service 1967 service manual, there's the carburetor, and no, it doesn't even have a picture of it or mention it or anything like that. So
1 barrel carburetor.
I think we're just imagining that such a thing exists.
No, it's the truth.
Okay.
I have like 3 of those on the shelf too.
Okay.
For some reason, I have 1 barrel carburetors. I don't know why.
David Morgan is asking, are you using older on-shelf carburetors or getting newer designs of the two? And what Edelbrock or AVS2 or VRS series? I only use old carburetors. Why? Because I like them.
Because the new ones are made with shit.
Here's how I look at it, right? I have yet to find a carburetor, but anywhere in the world, any type of carburetor that's worth more than $75. So therefore, I limit my purchasing to carburetors that are $75 and less. Like for instance, I just bought those 2 competition series AFBs. I paid $150 for the pair. Well, that's $75 each. So that's my price ceiling on
Carburetors,
Yeah.
$75. Yeah, that sounds
So,
about right.
Yeah, if Holly or Edelbrock decide to lower the prices of their new carburetors to that $75 range, then yeah, I'm all over it.
And he won't accept gifts from Holly.
I do not accept gifts from anybody,
But I will, so they can.
but he will. So you can send them all to him.
send me that new VRS. Send me that new Holly. Send me that new Kajingus, whatever you want to do, send it to me. I'll take it.
But yes, I do not work with any new parts ever, right? Unless new parts I always use. Will always go. Consumables, gaskets,
Rings, bearings,
and it kills me to buy bearings.
I know, because you got a whole.
I got zillions of bearings, right? If it's a higher RPM engine, valve springs, I go for valve springs. But no, as a rule of thumb, especially on this channel, I never use new parts. Everything is rebuilt, refurbished, reconfigured, redone, because that's what all of you can afford.
Right.
Right. I know, but I can afford brand new stuff. You can, but the other 98% of the people on there can't. And so I try to focus the videos that I do, the content that I do, on the least able or the least affluent of all of us, because a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So I like to fortify and build up the weakest links.
Radical self-reliance.
Yes, radical self-reliance.
And I have the videos on the seats for the Barracuda coming out, which are the exact same thing, because I reuse you've seen the cushions I was using and the foam.
Dude, you're doing some job on those seats. You should see. You go to his channel. Look what he's done to that Barracuda.
And it's soon to be on the market, available for all.
Yes. Let's see. Mach 1 timing systems. By the way, I build portable drag racing timing systems with laser sensors, first in the world. Interesting. So if you guys are setting up a drag strip or an impromptu drag strip
or a speed limit,
Mach 1 timing systems is the guy you want to talk to.
Yeah. Thomas says hump day greetings.
Let's see. Autumn Jessrich. How dangerous is it to attempt to inflate two-piece rims that are the lock ring type? Picked up a 57 Chevy pickup that's been sitting in a field forever.
Say goodbye to your wife and kids.
Well, it's Autumn. I think she would be the wife.
Okay, say goodbye to your husband, your mother, your goldfish. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
They have thick steel reinforced cages that they inflate these things in, and the guy's like, "I'm going in the other room."
Yeah.
They're just death. Just buy wheels.
Inflating them isn't that big of a deal. I mean, just bringing them up to pressure, normal pressure, but heating the bead, that's where the problem
is. If it's 2 pounds low, who cares?
Right. Well, I mean, it could be flat. As long as the bead is already set, you're okay. But what happens is the bead pops out when it does it, breaks the snap ring off.
If that ring moves a half a centimeter of a millimeter, just stay away. Yeah.
So, but just normal inflating to normal tire pressure, you should be fine.
Right. And if they're dead flat sitting in the field, put in about 10 pounds and worry about it later.
Let's see. The main CD Burlock. Does the thermostat on a 360 Magnum need a rubber ring? Oh, you mean the one that goes around it? That gasket that goes around it? I imagine it's an either or, right? So you're either going to use a regular gasket or you're going to use the O-ring. I don't think you're supposed to use both.
Yeah, you just whatever you got.
Yeah, so if it's a paper gasket that you're using, leave the O-ring off. If it's the O-ring you're using, leave the paper gasket off.
Yeah, what was in it when you took it apart?
Yeah, always go with what was in there when you took it apart.
And it's a LA motor; it's going to leak anyway. So.
That's true.
Waterworks are just going to leak.
That's a standard feature of the LA of the Magnum.
Yeah.
Mopar Maniac. How much is it going to take to get that distributor back to a functioning state that you took off the 3D3? Already done. This morning, actually, it was one of the first things I wanted to see if it worked or not. So this morning, I spliced the wires together that were ripped on the Unilight, and I just wired it into a coil, and put the put the jump pack on it, gave it a spin, and it throws a spark like crazy. So yes, it's good to go.
David Morgan, I live on quadrant carburetors myself. I'm just interested, as most newer design have air bleeds that you can swap out. Just interested if it's a worthwhile change.
Well, I mean, you how tightly are you tuning the thing? How finely are you tuning it? That's the big question. Because okay, now I have my perspective on this, but it's based on the fact that I'm not a racer. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a professional racer. I don't have any money on the line. I have no I'm not a racer. I'm a hot rodder. I did race in my younger days, but I'm not that way anymore. So it doesn't really mean that very much to me. But if you're a racer and you need that action, the fine tuning to fit every circumstance, and then yes, the modern carburetors with all of the infinitely adjustable air bleeds and so on and so forth are an investment. That's something you want to do. But I'm not a racer. I'm a hot rodder and a gearhead. So that's why I do what I do.
Starts up. What? Okay, sounds good. Let's go.
Sounds good. Look okay. Okay, let's go. J. Russell Finch, learned a lot with the unsticking pistons. I'm glad you got something out of that.
And you'll show them how to flip them. Because they've all heard that, but not a lot of people have actually seen the process.
Yeah, I have.
And you
showed a couple of engines. So
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, pretty much every freaking engine I built on the channel. The only engine I ever built on this channel that the pistons went in the right way are the Hemi, and it's because you could only put them in one way.
Only going one way, yeah. '80 Cobra guy, my 351 Windsor's oil pressure is dropping at idle down below 15 pounds. After it heats up, change the oil. Still the same. Is there anything I should check before I tear the motor down? No.
You're going to tear the motor down because you got 15 pounds of hot idle? No. You're fine, bro. You're fine. You're fine. 12. Let's put it this way. The idiot light on just about all of the American cars, doesn't matter the manufacturer. The idiot light goes on between 6 and 7 psi, hot idle. So you're still double the pressure from where it would be tripping the idiot light.
Yeah,
you're fine.
You're double what the engineers want.
Right? Yeah, you're good to go. Don't worry about it.
Fine.
It's not a blunt, bro. I smoke bugler tobacco. I roll my own cigarettes.
If that was a blunt, he'd wander off in about 2 minutes here.
Oh yeah, I fall asleep. RC guy, what is the downside of running an air gap intake on a stock LA318 heads? The air gap has slightly bigger ports, but it's not going to flow any more than what the hard car correct.
What the head can.
Probably. Oh, with the head can, correct. Well, you see, that's the thing. A properly designed intake manifold supplements the flow through the head. A longer runner at certain RPMs is actually pushing mixture into the cylinder head. That's the whole concept of ram tuning. So I think anytime you see ram, like tunnel ram or cross ram, that's the whole point. The sonic pulses that travel back and forth in the runner supercharge, barely, but it's an effect, but actually force mixture in like a supercharger does. So a proper manifold will help the heads flow more than they will otherwise. Now, as far as the air gap goes, It's going to take forever to warm up. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to take you 10 minutes of running around before the intake manifold's warm enough to at least 10 minutes. And sometimes in like really cold weather, it'll never get warm.
Never warm up. You just have puddled fuel the whole time.
Right, that's the problem. The fuel goes into the intake manifold. The manifold, Florida manifold, for streetability, not for racing, but for streetability, the Florida intake manifold has to be hot enough to vaporize some of the fuel that hits it. And that's what the engine, that's what the spark plug is looking to light. Now, on a race engine, it's different. But on a street engine, drivability is a bit of a problem with an air gap intake manifold.
Yeah,
Yes.
the cool's not worth the squeeze on those.
Yeah, more or less. Brygon, I understand you're a fan of the third generation Charger, 71 through 74. Why don't you own one? Dude, I'm a fan of like so many different things. If I owned one of everything I was a fan of, there'd be no room. I'd have no.
I need the airport.
I need an airport. I need a full-time crew just to inflate tires. No.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. So Dr. Art is doing J. Russell Finch. Dr. Art is doing the induction on the 3D3 carb or injection. No injection, unless we're going to do it back to back.
Right.
We should do it back to back. You set up a fuel injector, and I'll set up a carburetor, and we'll put them on the same engine.
Swap.
Just swap. We can do that.
We can do that.
This way I can illustrate the superiority of carburation.
No, if he leaves me with the 383, it'll come back with a couple turbos on it. Then he'll have to build a blow through.
No, we got that 361.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's the 383 is low compression too. So.
Dude, no. I already actually found. Yeah, I don't want to build too many different.
Okay.
I don't want to make piles of shit. I want to build an engine here. We'll use this engine for this. We'll use this engine for this. We'll use this engine for this. I actually found a set of exhaust manifolds
for the 361.
For the 361, I found them in my shed. So when you're ready to put the turbocharger on there, you've got manifolds.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just hang them backwards and point it up front. Yeah, that's easy. That's like a couple hours with a MIG welder and
I figured the easiest way possible, just use these manifolds.
Mm-hmm. I think we could take the Turbo 361, take the small block out of your tow truck, and put a turbo big block in your tow truck.
I have to get a bell housing for that.
Oh, it's because it's a stick, yeah.
Well, it's a small block in there now, so
Mm-hmm.
get a bell housing. That's a possibility.
It'd be cool. I mean, the tow truck's fine the way it is, but with turbos on it and stuff like that.
It could be interesting. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that thing like an off-road recovery type of vehicle.
Oh, like a Matt's off-road.
Jack it up, throw some knobbies on there, and go drag stuff out of the woods.
Drag stuff.
That'd be fun. Rust-beater derelicts. Issues when converting a reverse rotation marine engine for automotive use. You're only going to have one nearly insurmountable problem, because obviously the camshaft's going to have to get changed. But for the rear main seal on a reverse rotation crankshaft, the knurling is backwards. So if you look at where the rear seal rides on a crankshaft, it's knurled, okay? And
It keeps it in.
Right, the direction of the knurling pushes oil away from the seal. But when you use a reverse rotation, the direction of the knurling is forcing the oil against the seal. So you'll almost always have, like, I don't want to say a gushing leak, but you'll always have some wetness and the occasional drip out of the rear main seal.
Rocco, Tony, did you see Trump's announcement? All U.S. regular Coke will now be made with cane sugar.
I mean, it would be a good idea.
Yeah, better than the corn.
That wouldn't be like Trump. That would be RFK doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to listen to anything he says. You see how jacked that guy is? Anything he said, I'm going to go with anything he
good.
says.
Yeah.
Tommy Two-Tone, would you say the dyno environment is less harsh on an engine than 100-degree at red lights for 10 minutes in gridlock traffic? These oil engineers use dynos for testing, and I think that's why. You've got a good point there. Because, yeah, no. Oh, man. Because unless they're loading the engine down and letting it sit
Or they're
at low RPM.
simulating that environment, which they could.
Yeah, but are they?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yes, he's right. We don't know the environment that they're using the dynos on. Are they just running it up to like 6,500 RPM and letting it sit there?
Yeah.
Where there's lots of flow through everything and therefore internal cooling. I mean, you raise a good question, but I would imagine they're a little bit more sophisticated than just okay. It's not Nick's garage. All right, let's send it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Driveway of Missus. The hell, we're back to Wednesdays just to screw you up, right? Just to mess with you. You know, we go through a lot. We talk about it all the time. How are we going to mess up Driveway of Misfits, scheduling? What can we do? Let's get him used to going, to coming on Friday nights, and boom, back to Wednesdays. It'll blow his mind.
And he sent that letter.
He did send a letter. Did he send a letter?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Go back to Wednesdays.
Is he the guy that's the reason we did this?
Yes.
So, okay, we're going to stick with Wednesday nights from now on. But we'll be starting a little bit later. We're going to be going on at like 8 o'clock instead of Central Time, instead of the 7, 8 we usually do, because I've got dog classes on Wednesdays. So dogs. Rocco said that Trump posted that he spoke with Coke and asked them personally. When did this happen? Where's my phone?
I don't know.
I have to look at this.
This sounds a little.
I have to look at this. Sounds a little suspect. Trump and
Russ Peter Derelict, a friend of his, used to make the trip to Plano, Texas, twice a year just to buy the good Dr. Pepper made with real sugar.
Let's see. Yes! Mm-hmm. Wow, it really happened. Top stories. Trump says Coca-Cola will swap corn syrup for cane sugar in the U.S. That was posted an hour ago by the BBC.
Ooh, that's
for the New York Post.
So the corn sugar lobby is in panic mode.
All right, but now it says Coca-Cola dodges after Trump says soda will switch back to cane sugar. So Trump says Coke has agreed to do it, and
Coke says no, I didn't.
Fox Business is saying it. Trump successfully convinces. CBS is saying. USA Today is saying. Yeah, all of these news outlets. Just one of them is saying that Coke is not doing it.
And that's normal.
But all of the others are saying, yeah.
You know, it would be nice for him to do next.
I think that's awesome. That's great.
It's nice for him to do next. Actually, make McDonald's French fries out of potatoes.
Impossible. There's like 60 ingredients in the McDonald's.
Oh, I know they're wheat and rice and like when in your childhood when you got to go to McDonald's on your birthday because it's the only time you freaking went. It wasn't 3 trips a day like everyone does now, and we're like, oh, these are, nice. And you make them at home that way, and they're like, oh, they're nice. And you get one, and it's like, oh, I'm eating some moldy plastic. It's just disgusting.
I know it's a crime. What they feed us, what we feed our kids, it's a freaking crime.
Yeah, if you're eating out of the drive, if your food's in a bag, you're gonna end up in a bag soon. Don't do it. Don't be lazy. Go fry an egg. Yeah, Russ Peter. Yeah, they went back to beef tallow, but it'd be nice if they went back to potatoes.
Yeah, they're talking about a controversial individual, whose initials are JE. I don't want to say it here, dude. There's a lot going on there. There's if you watch carefully, or if you watch everyone, there's such bad acting, and it's almost deliberate, over the top bad acting by all of the various people. There's something going on there that's not obvious. I don't know what it is. But
look what I found. I found all the missing files.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
James, Tony, do you sell merchandise? We do, but currently we're not advertising merchandise because Kathy handles all of the merchandise. And as we've talked about in the lives before, Kathy has MS, and she's had a rough go of it the last few months. Very hard time getting anything done. She's in remission. She's on her way back up, but it doesn't happen in a blink of an eye. It takes time. And so we've more or less suspended merch for the time being. We'll probably get back to it within a month or two when she's more able to crank the stuff out.
If you're in a merch,
if you need merch,
if you get a monkey on your back for merch, go to mid-nightspeedlabs.com.
There you go.
And that's all the money comes here anyway. So,
Alan Corner, where can I get a Dell's Caddy T-shirt? I had a guy send me like 5 of these when we first started the channel. A couple of red ones and like these 3 blue ones, and I've been wearing them. You look at the thumbnails on my
20 years ago.
Well, the thumbnails on the videos, right? It's like I'm wearing a Dell's shirt in like probably a quarter of my videos. They're just so comfortable. Because I mean, it's just the perfect shirt, the material, the fit, everything. And like, I try not to do anything damaging in them because I've been trying to preserve them.
Yeah.
This one's got a bunch of weld holes in it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stretch them out.
Let's see. Sergeant Mustang, I'm sorry to hear about her. I hope she continues. She's getting better. She's on her way back up, but it's a long road. It's a crazy condition, MS, and but she's a trooper. She's working through it. I thought your story on Dad's Pinto with the huge carburetor is hilarious. Did you ever consider replicating it? If not, with them, I mean, yeah, we could do something like that. We could oversize what can we stick an oversized carburetor on? Just to see what's. But it's got to have good ports and stuff to begin with. It's got to have a decent. We'll overcarburate the hell out of something at some point.
Yeah.
And Zero is in the house. Speaking of overcarbureting things, spiritually, of course, not literally. He doesn't overcarburate anything. Let's see. Hot Shoe says Denny's used to make a pretty mean mushroom Swiss burger. I've been offered bread for like 3 months now, about thereabouts, because of Kathy can't. There's certain things that are in the wheat that they suspect affect the inflammation that leads to the MS.
Glyphosate?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Look, get the scientist over. That's what I call them, Dr. Art. So I've been off of bread for the last 3 months, 4 months. I've lost 20 pounds. I feel svelte.
It's found.
Svelte.
If I eat bread, it's the Dave's bread because it's non-GMO and it's organic and it's no sugar in it. It's sweetened. They use for the yeast. They use fruit juice.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's you don't get the burps and the things and everything else that you get with normal bread.
Well, Kathy's got a sourdough starter because evidently
Yeah,
fermented.
you got the
And now she's buying flour directly from Italy, non-GMO. I just got a big box of flour today, actually. So,
yeah, she's gonna make the sourdough.
Yeah. Sergeant Mustang, I'd love to see that. With an overcarbureted engine, would you have to drop the throttle steadily? Yeah, you'd have to. Yep. It'd be almost impossible to do anything with an automatic. By the time you're done feeding it throttle, right?
Yeah.
So,
unless it was geared up like.
But with a stick, yeah. I mean, you could free rev it to 5,000-6,000 RPM, let the clutch fly, and there's enough velocity through the carburetor to actually pick up fuel and make it happen. Rocco is saying, you haven't been able to eat gluten for 5 years. It's either the GMO grain or the glyphosate.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Okay, I'm learning words here.
Yeah, that's you can't, it's just shit because you can't go to Subway, you can't go to here, you can't eat anything outside the house.
You know what? I stopped with all the fast food a few years ago.
Yeah.
When I realized, I take a little break from it, and then when I went back, you can't eat any of it. It makes you feel like shit.
Yeah, you double over. Yeah, it's horrible.
Stray Bullet says Dave uses prisoners to make his bread. Is that true? Is that a fact?
I don't know. Well, if he does, good for Dave. It's cheap labor. Gives a prisoner something to do besides sit in their cell all day and beat on each other.
Stray Bullet says sourdough is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
The bread variety.
And if I do eat when I'm hungry, I'll go to like a Waffle House because it's eggs and it's meat and it's.
Yeah. Well, she can't have eggs. There's something in the eggs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy diet. It's a crazy diet.
Kathy can't go to Waffle House.
Let's see. Russ Peter Joe says it's not a horrible and hilarious idea. Jeep 4.0 and a two-wheel drive AX 5-speed stuffed into a PT Cruiser.
There might be something coming up very similar to that on Jamie's channel, where he's going to debody a PT Cruiser.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to do it with a. You wouldn't be able to. There's no way.
No, you'd have to cut the whole front grill out of the car.
Right. You have to sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
To put a
but you can take the body off and put that on a truck frame and put a straight axle underneath the front of it and have a gas or PT Cruiser.
Yeah. Again, you have to sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
Because there's just not going to be any room up there. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Zero only needs dead things to eat. Yes. I did carnivore. Carnivore was amazing. But you're always hungry.
You get the carb starve and you're
oh please. And they said, oh, you get past it. And I did carnivore for a month, right? And no, I never got past it. It just got worse and worse all the time. It was just I need more. And I was losing weight, but what's the word I'm looking for? Insatiable appetite.
Then you're just eating meat and butter and eggs and bacon and everything else. And, never get filled up.
Yeah, I'd go get the 5-pound thing of bacon over at GFS, fry up the whole friggin' thing, and then when I was done with that, I'd crack open like a pound of turkey breast and then wipe that out, and that's how I would snack. It was insane. I couldn't do it anymore. Thunderbird is cooking a massive burger as we speak. Anton Leimbach, howdy.
Howdy.
Sergeant Mustang, I find fiber filling, never found meat very filling. Well, that's the thing about the carnivore diet. You lose weight like crazy, and you got energy up the wazoo. But like, your stomach becomes like a furnace, and you just got to keep
more.
more.
You go into animal mode. It's what it is.
It's crazy.
Your inner dinosaur comes out. And
Oh yeah, you get all primal and stuff on that diet.
That's why the sharks are always hungry. There's no bagels in the ocean.
Exactly.
All they do is eat fish all day. They're
Exactly.
Hungry.
And I'm something, I don't do anything in moderation. I have to go all the way, or I don't do anything at all. So it's like it's that way with the diets too. Territory. When will we get the? I don't want to say his name. Files. What are your conspiracy theories? I don't know.
Just say Beetlejuice in place of
Beetlejuice. I was talking about it before. I there's so much bad acting. Like if you watch Trump, if you watch Bondi, if you watch Cash Patel, if you watch Bongino, like, when they talk about this stuff,
they're just lying.
It's like it's almost deliberate bad acting. So I don't know. So I'm not making up any. I'm not forming any preconceived ideas. I'm just going to sit back and watch the show play out. But this thing's really.
Yeah, it's really hard.
No, it's not.
It's just the base is.
Yeah, the base is
loose. We got to tip it upside down and spin the bolt.
Spin
the bolt.
Oh
my God.
Thumper is down 40 pounds from last year. Congratulations, bro. I'm down 20.
Oh my God. Something bad is happening.
To who?
Us.
Why?
We only have 54 likes.
and you take that very personally.
I know. That's why I'm like.
You're not going to start drinking again, are you?
That'd be bad.
Yeah. Jeez. We can't have that.
No.
Let's see. Everyday Mopar. Hello. How are the emissions laws in Tennessee for classic cars?
Ain't got none.
Emission laws? Classic cars? We have zero. We have nothing here. There's no inspections. There's no nothing. It's like
there was some for doing it, and they got rid of all that because it was just nonsense, costing the state money for employees and stuff. Yeah.
Go every year to motor vehicles, pay your $100, and
drive it.
And that's if a regular car. If you're registering as a classic, you buy your plate once, and you're done forever. So.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Connor saying tag law Saturday, Sunday drive only. Yeah, technically, legally, yes. But I'll tell you what, I've been driving on
classic plates for
classic plates. So I'm in Tennessee for 22 years. I've been driving on classic plates all that time, everywhere, all the time.
In ridiculous cars.
In ridiculous cars, and I have yet to get pulled over or have a problem because of the plates.
The cop go, "What Saturday or Sunday car?" They mostly pull you over and go, "Hey, this is cool."
Anton Lineback is saying, where I live in Tennessee, loads of people are driving around in new trucks with straight pipes. It's really chill here.
Yeah. If you listen, you can go out your back door on any random Friday, Saturday night, and all you hear is it's a wild area.
Let's see. Sergeant Mustang. Oh, wait. Thumper saying 12 years ago I lost 140 ugly pounds when the wife took off to be with a loser. That's one way to lose it.
Because his wife was 140 pounds. So
yep,
you lost that. Get out of here.
Joe K. Tony, was a diet meat only? Yeah, the carnivore diet means that you only eat dead things. Well, technically everything is dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, what are you eating live?
Yeah, animal meat and animal products. So that's it. So no vegetables, no fruits, no nothing like that. No bread, no wheat products, just meat. So it's yeah. And then Captain Obvious just says, how much does it cost to eat carnivore? Dude, I was chewing through $75 to $100 a day. Okay. Now, that adds up. I did it for a month and it was like, yeah, just no, this is not sustainable.
And that's the bad thing about carnivore, because you're always hungry. So if you're out of the house, your brain takes over and just go to the gas station. Yeah.
I would go buy a 7-8 pound beef tenderloin.
Yeah.
Right. And like in a day, it's gone.
It's an 80.
Half of it goes on the grill in the morning. That half it goes on the grill in the afternoon. You're done, right?
Right.
Yeah. No, that's it's moving fast now. Oh, we only have top chat.
Oh.
We don't even have all chat. Yeah, I'll make it even worse for us now. Okay, live chat. There you go.
A super chat.
And we got a super chat.
Super chat
from Jimmy Luce. Thank you for the super chat.
Jimmy,
how do you insure all your old cars? Do you use collector's insurance? Now I use absolute basic liability. I think we got like Geico. It cost me like $50, $60 a month.
Yeah, you do a low mileage. If it's really your weekend car, you just do a low mileage liability only, and it's cheap.
I just put liability on it. Tennessee state laws say that you have to have insurance, that you're covered under insurance. It's supposed to be on the car that you're driving, but it's not necessary to be on the car you're driving. As long as you have a policy that covers you, you're good to go. So Tennessee has very, very good laws. Insurance costs me $50, $60 a month. Now I don't insure anything for value because I don't care.
It's smashed.
I just do not care. It's like, okay, leave it on the side of the road, move on and get something else. Straight bullet, $100. What was I eating? Dude, I only eat good. I don't eat any second rate.
The Mexican restaurant you go to is kind of second rate.
But it's delicious. It's so good though.
Another super chat.
Robin Sage, thank you for the super chat. What's your favorite Mopar from the magazine days? You mean that I drag tested? Oh, that's a good question. Because we didn't do many Mopars. Going back then, I drag tested. The only vintage Mopar I drag tested was a Hemi Daytona, a '69 Hemi Daytona. We did a Shelby CSX, drag tested that. Drag tested a Daytona Shelby Z. I would say probably the Daytona Shelby Z was probably the one I had the most fun with. The Daytona wasn't very much fun because the owner was a little paranoid. So it was like, what I mean? You don't want to blow up this freaking guy's, like really rare toy in front of him. So I didn't really enjoy doing the Daytona, but I did enjoy doing the turbo Shelby 5-speed. And that one, I did the drag test part of it. and then we needed pictures afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So I went by the photographer's house to pick him up. We were going to go street racing with him, take the pictures. And he says, I pick him up. He gets in the car. He says, how's this thing run? And he says, this thing runs like a bitch. And I ran it up to like valve float in first gear, power shifted second, right? And when I power shifted second, it just exploded the gearbox. It shattered everything. It blew it all over the friggin' street, right? So we ended up faking the photos. We pushed the car. We
down to a nice grassy knoll.
Well, no, we pushed it to a highway overpass, right? We would occasionally race, and we had all of our local friends come by and do burnouts next to it.
Oh,
So it looked like we were racing. Confessions of a magazine guy.
yeah. And then the more super chats for you.
Oh, more super chat. Anton, what's his last name? Anton. What? Oh, Leem? I can't. Why is it not showing his last name? Leem. Thank you, sir. Pizza and beer money. Thank you for all the knowledge and support. Well, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Because it's all converted into pizza money.
It all gets converted into something.
Coffee.
Dog trees. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we got more.
Oh, thank you, Thomas. See by the garage. Great 383 video. How hard is it to rebuild the power brake booster? I've never done it. Have you ever rebuilt the power brake booster?
I've never bothered.
Yeah, I've never had a brake booster rare enough to have to rebuild it. I usually swap it out.
Yeah.
Brigon, you can store the Italian flour for about 30 years. If you're, dude, I'm 63 years old. There's no storing anything for 30 years for me. Tommy Two-Tone, Tommy, that reminds me. Do you think you can get more acceleration by letting the tires slip? What I'm saying is that infinite grip is slower and can cause damage. Well, infinite grip is called a dead hook. And in certain circumstances, so let's say you've got a car that doesn't have sufficient torque converter and a tight, so let's say it's got a stock converter or a very tight converter, and it has like highway gears, 270, 30, 320 gears like that. Yeah, in a lot of cases, getting some controlled tire spin
is faster.
Way faster. Rather, it's better to let the motor come up on, but you see that's where driving comes in, because it has to be controlled tire spin. So you need to be able to modulate. You leave, right? It's like Street Racer 101 stuff. You leave hard enough to get the tires to brake, and then you got to start modulating the throttle back, and it's a balance that you have to walk the car out until you can, just let it grip and go. But yeah, absolutely. In certain circumstances, tire slip is definitely faster than a dead hook. Circumstances.
A lot of very, very fast cars spin a little bit in the 60-foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to set everything.
A revolution or two.
Yeah.
Mexican specs in the house. What's happening, brother man? Let's see. Let's just stare.
Let's just stare.
Let's just stare, Dr. Hart.
Well, and Tommy Two-Tone again, it feels like the Asteroids game, and you thrust. I swear my car is faster with skinnier tires. It probably is.
Probably is.
Yeah.
People, you see right away, I want to put big meats on the back of my car. Yeah, slow it way the hell down. You guys,
all the rolling resistance.
Yeah, you have no idea how much, like, especially it's slick. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea how much power that thing robs. If you could just get it off the starting line on a skinny tire, oh, you're a winner for the rest of it. To go fast, you want to use as little tire as possible, right? You make the car work with the least amount of. That's how you go the fastest. And that's how these guys with fast cars, right? Fast factory appearing stock tire cars. they're running in single digits on polyglass tires, reproduction polyglass tires. So part of that is that those tires don't have any rolling resistance, and once the car is moving, once you've hooked it,
You're not having to fight a 14-pound slick that's just a big drag in the track, basically.
Yep, it's just gummy thing that's just like want to stick to the track.
Yeah, they're so light. It's like having 4 skinny tires in the back of your car.
Yeah.
And having to push 8 tires instead of 2.
That are half inflated.
Yeah.
Mexican spec. How long before the 383 runs? Well, I got to tell you now. So you're doing the heads.
Doing the heads.
How long do you think it'll be before you get the heads done?
If there's nothing, doesn't look like there's any carnage, so a week-ish.
We were going to go pull the pistons out of the motor tonight for this live. It's 100 degrees in there, easy.
It's 65 in here.
It's beautiful in here. it's freaking hot and no oxygen in there, and we made the judgment call.
And to get any airflow, you need the garage door open. Then you're getting eaten by bugs.
Yeah. So otherwise, we would be doing that live right now.
But we'd be done and we'd be doing this.
Yes, but we will have live stuff coming, live wrenching stuff coming, because it's popular, and I actually have fun doing that. I have a hard time doing a wrenching video
by yourself.
By myself.
Yeah.
But if we're working on something, I love that. I actually have fun with it.
Yeah.
So there's definitely going to be more live wrenching, and I decided that after Friday night. I was like, I really enjoy that. I loved having guys around here. Usually I'm here by myself, and it's just like I just work quietly and I get in my own head, and that's it. But I really loved having the guys around. It was fun, and
Buff and Kim came down. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're definitely absolutely going to do more of that. Pistons are more difficult. I don't know what he means by that.
Zero's got to take off. See you.
Oh, it's still at a 0. Thank you for popping in, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, man. Thank you.
He said, which level of Dante's Inferno is the shop right now?
Yeah, well, I don't even know what all the levels are.
But it's hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just below fry your own chicken.
Yes. Mopar Maniac, any Hemi builds planned for the future? Ooh, funny, we were just talking about that right before we went live. No. Just flat no.
No.
All right, wait. I got that.
You got the one you got to fill up.
I got the one. So there may be one. There'll probably be one, but no. Just absolutely no. Go watch Jamie. It's at Dead Dodge Garage. It's his turn to have heavy fun. Whee!
With all the wrong parts and broke shit. And,
Right. So go over to Dead Dodge Garage and watch Jamie build Hemis, and I will stick with more reasonable.
Did you see that Barracuda he finished up?
Which one?
It was just a 318 build from his buddy. I know the guy. But he just did it. It was like clean and nice, and it ran perfect. And
I didn't see it.
Oh, he actually did a real nice job on it.
He does a nice job on everything.
Mm-hmm.
He does a nice job on everything.
He doesn't understand fuel injection, but he does a nice job.
He understands enough about it to know that you just don't mess with it, and you stick a carburetor on it.
Yeah.
Tula toilet and septic Hemis not for the low buck builder. I have built several very low buck Hemis. I did a street motor we built for under $2,500 out of used nitro parts. I did one an iron motor. It had $5,000 in it, and I ended up going 202 miles an hour in the 8th with that thing in a 1,600-pound fuel altered. I built a lot of really, really cheap Hemis, but no, just no. No more.
Alan, super chat.
Thank you. Sent me $3.83 super chat. Thank you, sir. So people asked about the acetone. Why use acetone? Rocco thinks that Jamie is a 600-year-old cryptid. That's interesting. I gotta look into that.
It's possible.
Anything's possible. People ask me why the acetone with the ATF. A couple of the comments. I use a little bit of acetone, not much, probably like a 20% ratio. I mix by eye, right? Just enough to thin the ATF. ATF is thin enough to begin with, but a little bit of acetone thins it even more, and it lets it penetrate. And then it flashes away. Over the course of a couple of few hours, the acetone is gone, and you're left with just the transmission fluid. So the acetone helps it seep into the places you want it to be, and then kind of goes away. And that's, as you notice, when I hit it with the torch, nothing went poof like you would think that it would with acetone, because it sat for a few hours, and by that point, the acetone was all gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got a number one commenter.
Anton.
Yeah. Do you guys consider the Gen 3 Hemi legit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea, but yes, they're very legit. They're an excellent engine. They have a couple of flaws. I did a couple of the most popular videos I've ever done had to do with camshaft oiling or lifter oiling on the Gen 3 Hemi. They're just not my thing.
Yeah, if they could get over that whole dry lifter thing,
which is next to impossible because of the way it's built.
Right, but yeah, I think I've seen people where they tap into the oil passages in the valley, and they put like little sprayers.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that seems to take care of it. Just that, the mist of oil, just to have something on it.
I discovered that.
You did?
Nobody was doing anything. I did those videos about 5 years ago now.
Okay.
Nobody was. It was a big mystery. Why do these things keep eating lifters?
Well, they're dry.
Until I finally put it all together. The angle that they're at and the distance from the crank.
Yeah, the Mopar angle and the high camshaft. Yeah,
the lifters, the rollers aren't getting this sufficient splash.
Especially when you're banging on them and you got a big cam. And
Mike Batista wants to hear this 3-3 run. So do I.
it'll probably be pretty quick, actually.
I don't think it's not going to set the world on fire, but it'll be fun for sure.
Well, yeah, and it'll be fun in that 1,600-pound belt. It'd be better than the propane.
46 gears.
Yeah,
it'd be a lot better than the propane.
It'll be twice the power of the propane. So,
Paul Cavazola, any new 6-pack content in the future? Not offhand. If something comes my way, possibly. I've thought about putting a 6-pack on my 73 Roadrunner, because that's got a 340 in it with a 4-barrel, and I've considered throwing a 6-pack on that. But I have so many other things to do to that car first that it'll be a while before I get around to it.
Should we put that in for like 2028? Just
2028, yeah. So if we're still alive.
We're still alive. 2028 is the year of the 73 Roadrunner.
Yeah. In the year 2525.
It's probably about the same time I'll finish the Falcon.
Tula Toilet saying 1,600 pounds and 350 horsepower will be fine. It weighs more than 1,600 pounds. It's probably closer to 2,400 pounds, 2,500 pounds, like ready to roll. And I think just with basic bolt-ons and tuning, I think we can get kissing close to 400 horsepower out of that 383.
20 cent motors. What's he saying there? Getting.
Oh, they fired Comey's daughter?
Yeah. Why was she even there? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was few months too late.
Mexican spec saying a video was just out that featured that song as the number one of songs, 1969. In the year 2525. What happened in the year 2525?
It hasn't
I don't
happened
remember the
yet.
lyrics.
Yeah, I don't.
You know the song, right?
It's back there somewhere.
Yeah, it's way in the back.
It's way back there.
Let me see, where's my phone?
Okay. In the year 2525.
Jeez. In the year. Lyrics. So, okay. So if man's still alive and a woman can survive, let me find in the year 3535. Oh, he jumps right ahead. Ain't gonna need to tell the truth, tell no lie. Everything you do or say is in the pill you took today. That's today. He's talking about today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It ends up the year 95. Yeah. Okay, well that's barely interesting.
Ari says he wants a custom Uncle Tony mug that says "I slighted Doug Durta."
Doug Dutra.
Dutra.
I never slighted him, did I? How did I slight Doug Dutra? J. Russell Fisher saying, I think AAQA was American Auto Quality Assured. That's a casting mark that appears on Max Wedge blocks, 413 and 426 Max Wedge blocks, and I actually have it on my 361. I don't know what the significance of it is.
Is that the factory that casted him?
I don't know. I just know that that's how you can quickly eyeball and tell if a Max Wedge block is for real.
The Wolves. Tony, a Ford question. Did you ever miss the 351 Cleveland that had all the fours?
All the fours?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I haven't messed with many 351 Clevelands. I mean, I've never built one. I've worked on them, but I've never, here's a pile of parts. Let's turn it into a 351 Cleveland.
That's pretty easy.
Well, not that it would be a mysterious thing. It's like, oh, I've lost. What are these crazy things in this engine?
Right.
It's
like any other. It's easy.
Yeah, I just don't have any insight. Will Parmanek has AAQA on a 318 block. I do not know what the significance of it is.
Yeah. He meant to say the 4V heads, 4-volt mains, and a 4MA crank.
Yeah, no.
I've had plenty of 4-barrel-headed Clevelands. They scream. Until they melt the plugs out of them.
Tony the Fisherman, still haven't decided on the right beginner motorcycle, but I saw your video. He might have passed away in the middle of
I saw your video.
Yeah. Tony the Fisherman, go get a Sportster, man. Just go get a Sportster. I've decided I got rid of every motorcycle that
just
I had.
Get a stock Sportster, not messed with, not pipes, not anything, and just enjoy it.
Right. Just go get a Sportster. I've gotten rid of everything that isn't a Sportster anymore. I have my Buell Blast and my Buell Ulysses. They're both Sportster engine, both Sportster based. So, and then I have my two regular Sportsters, and that's it. From now on, for as long as I've got to go, I'm going to keep everything in the Sportster family.
John Sabo, how's Art's electric go-kart? Long gone in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I punked out on him.
And then point proven, and it was, okay, we're out of this phase. Let's go do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn it all apart, sell the carcasses, all the parts. I actually just sold the last of my go-kart because I had all that big bin of miscellaneous
Yeah, you had a
and
bunch
chains.
of. I figured there was going to be a lifelong commitment for you.
No, I did what I wanted to do. I got my 8-year-old out of me. You know?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We're both stuck in development. All the stuff we wanted when we were 7, 8, 9 years old.
I still got, because I've had every other thing, you know. So I mean, I had 3 at one time. So I was like, yeah. I had a normal one everybody drove. I had the real fast little low red one, which was fucking bananas. And then I had the fucking bananas electric one. And that was good. Okay, we're done. And the first electric one, that was 12 miles an hour.
Hot shoe, stick a V-rod in the Sportster? Dude, I would rather have a giant boil on the inside of my leg. You know, anything but a V-rod motor. I have never ridden anything with such a lack of personality, like a lack of. It's just the V-rod is just void. It's like, you know what I mean? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I was an iron head freak. I loved iron heads. I owned dozens of iron heads. And then as I got older, I started to appreciate the virtues of the Evo. And now I'm just an Evo Sportster guy.
There's a special moment for one of our listeners, viewers.
What's that?
Somebody was just our 100th like.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's it, just 100 likes?
Yeah, I know. And
We're working our little hearts out, trying to gain the approval of
reading people's letters so we come back to Wednesday nights, and then
yes, and only 101.
101.
Oh, fuck that, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where were we?
Mexican Spec says to get likes, you have to beg for them. I don't have that in me. I
sorry.
can't beg. I'm sorry.
We like to guilt people into likes.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
There's no begging here.
Coercion, yes. Guilt, yes.
We'll use people around.
We'll all of that stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but begging, no, that's just not me. Oh, look, Dean Stevenson put up a bunch of circles. Thank you, Dean Stevenson.
And then, well, he must have put up like 10 likes too. So if this video gets, Joe K, if this video gets 1,000 likes, what will you do?
Not a thing. No. I'll have another cigarette.
Yeah.
John Sabo, do you have any mini bikes left? No, they're all gone. They're all gone.
Same phase, same planet alignment, same.
Yeah.
Whee! They're gone.
D-Truth, are you going to make a 3D3 rebuild video and when? No, I'm not making a rebuild video. I'm going to cover aspects of the 3D3 as I go through it, but I think we're going to do most of the assembly live. So,
yeah.
Rocco still have the Honda Metro. No, I got rid of that too.
You got rid of that little.
Yes.
Okay.
I woke up one morning, right, not too long ago, right,
yeah.
And I said, I need to simplify my life.
Okay.
I just got to simplify my life. So one of the ways I decided to simplify was to narrow down my motorcycle fleet to only Sportster based.
Okay.
Motorcycles. So I got rid of anything and everything on 2 wheels that didn't have the Sportster. The
Honda was the only thing I'd ride. And I rode it poorly.
I would have given it to you if you no, and I sold it to some poor police. What I sold it to. I asked you if you wanted it. You said you didn't want it.
No, I know. Brad's Restoration says, hello.
Hello.
D True says, why don't you build the 361? Very similar to the 383.
Yeah, I know. I had the 361. I had it running on a propane.
Mhm.
And now we're going to redo it, and he's going to turbocharge it.
Yes.
And the 383, I'm building the 383 because I stumbled across it. So,
we're going to turbo it and convert a carburetor for blow through on the cheap.
yeah, there's also a motorhome 440 sitting in there too that I wasn't expecting that just popped up. So there'll be a motorhome 440 build coming up soon too. Tony's cold start extravaganza.
You don't have a run stand anywhere, or is that basically what the Belvedere's for at this point?
That's what the Belvedere's for.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Belvedere's for.
Yeah.
That's right. No hood, no inner fenders, nothing like that.
Nothing to get in the way.
Just not getting away.
Just drop her in.
Drop it in, drop it out. I got to get fender wall headers for it, and that'll make it everything even easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Did I get the 383 fully freed up? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Spins real nice. I got a set of rings on their way for it. Standard bore rings. It's gonna be fine. The motor will hone out beautiful, just the way it is.
It's too bad that John didn't pave his entire parking lot, because then you could take his 383 and do John's entire parking lot. It's still half gravel and nice building.
Rocco saying, thanks to that fool Freiberger for the motorhome 440 trend. Well, motorhome 440 trend is it's just a generic term for a low compression, late model 440, where the piston's like 170 down the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Like any 70, 75, 6, 7, 8, 440 just kind of automatically becomes the motorhome engine.
Mm-hmm.
So the one I have is 60 over, actually. Most of them are at 30 over. So your true motorhome engines, every one of them I've ever seen has been factory overboard, which tells me that they were using nothing but blends. So the stuff came down, it came down the assembly line, for machining, and it's like, oh no, we got to send this thing back. Cylinder ball's got to be redone. Well, those are the ones that ended up in motorhomes. Literally every single one of them I've ever come across was 30 over from the factory. The one I have here is 60 over, and it looks like the pistons are factory pistons.
So it's a 452.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that math that quickly in your head?
Yeah.
How?
It's math. It's easy.
Bore times stroke times 6.2832.
Was 60 over. Don't lock up. Don't worry about it later.
Let's see. A nice, loose, lazy motor. Yeah, honestly, I mean, listen, a point of compression is worth approximately 5%, 4 or 5% horsepower. So do the math, right? The difference between all else being equal, if you got a 200 horsepower engine at 8-1, you're going to have 220 horsepower at 9-1. I mean, yeah, but there are so many gains that you can make through breathing. The right cam, so cylinder pressure has a lot to do with this too. The right cam profile that builds a lot of dynamic compression will offset a lot of the losses you're going to get through static compression. So, and that's like the used whiplash cams that are grounded. It's like they ground it like on 107s, but they're ground 7 degrees advanced. So it builds all kinds of like poppy low end cylinder pressure. Compression ratio isn't everything. Dr. Art, 4.25 by 4.125 by 4.125 V8. How big? What's the stroke? The formula I've always used is bore times stroke times 6.2832. And it gives you within a cubic inch of what it's supposed to be. I know there's so many other formulas, but that's the one that that's the first one that I learned, and that's the one that stuck in my head.
Curmudgeon. I figured Dr. Art turbo is the 361. MX turbo is the slant. Should I turbo my 300 6 F-150? Of course you should.
Turbocharge everything. Just if you have a turbocharger.
Yeah.
I guess.
If it's, well, let me ask you this. Just because it's a slant 6, who cares? If it was a 302 in your truck, you'd want to turbo it. Then with the 300, you'd just get stupid torque.
Joe K, is the main advantage to going with the motorhome engine is cost and availability? Well, it's kind of like the contradiction is what it is, right? It's like, oh, it's just a motorhome 440, but they run really good. Forget about how they're tuned from the factory. It's like the 210 horsepower or something like that.
Yeah.
Pretend that doesn't even exist. That's just the way they were set up to, from the factory. Just doing basic tuning, right? Just working with the distributor, working with the carburetor, jetting and stuff like that. That 220 horsepower becomes like 300, like in a blink of an eye. So that's the thing about the motorhome 440. It's like, oh, but it's just a motorhome 440. They run really freaking strong. Don't let the factory numbers, deceive you. Dude, we got 120 likes now.
It's getting there.
That's impressive. I didn't think we'd break that.
No.
It's like a new barrier.
What?
Yeah. 121. Guys, go easy. Go easy with the likes. Tommy Two-Tone, what do you think would happen if I put only zinc additives in my engine, maybe 1 quart of oil? It wouldn't last very long.
No.
Hot Shoe is saying the late 440 and 400 blocks are very good. The 400 block, with one exception, there's the cold weather block that has a completely solid main saddle, right? They're hard to come by and very, very desirable when you do. The 440, this 1976, 77, 78, the last 3 years of 440 production, they used the revised 1970 Hemi main saddle in those 440 blocks. The main saddle is noticeably bigger. I could actually get you I should get an exact measurement off the block that I picked up over here. But the latest 440 blocks have the same main saddle as the revised Hemi block from 1970, the January 1st or January 19th, 1970 Hemi block. So yes, they're very, very good blocks. War Ghost, how much gains can be made through cam and breathing on a motorhome for 400? Tons. I know you said they can wake up a decent bit without compression also. All right. Compression is a relative thing. There's static compression, which is the number that everybody uses, right? 8 to 1, 10 to 1, 14 to 1, 12 to 1, right? That's static compression. That's the physical relationship of the cylinder and the space that is going to be squeezed, all right? But there's dynamic compression ratio. And dynamic compression ratio takes precedence over static compression ratio. Dynamic compression ratio has to do with the cam. It also has to do with how the engine is being force fed. So it could be through just minor ram induction, let's say with a long ram manifold or cross ram or a tunnel ram. There is a bit of a supercharging effect there. Or you could have a blower on it, turbocharger, supercharger. You're raising. There are many ways, and camshaft timing too. The camshaft vent timers. There are many ways to raise the dynamic compression ratio that have nothing to do with the static compression ratio. So if you're smart working with a 440 or any engine for that matter, a low compression motor, and you've got the right cam profile, phased the right way, and an induction system that promotes cylinder filling, you actually have the effect of a much higher dynamic or static compression ratio engine than the numbers would indicate. Did I say that right?
Yes, because the biggest mistake on a 440 motorhome would be to stick in a cam where it's all choppy at idle.
Right.
Because you get so much overlap, you'll have like 6-to-1 compression.
Right. So with that, you advance the cam. You go 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees advanced, and that boosts your low end cylinder pressure. You're going to give up somewhere, right? Because you're advancing the cam, so you're going to give up top end. But if you've got a cam, let's just say I'm just throwing rough numbers out there. You got a cam that's going to start working. Let's say its range is up to like 7,000 RPM. It's going to make power at 7,000 RPM when you install it in its intended orientation. But now you're going to advance it 6 degrees. So you're going to give up 1,000 RPM or so of its potential up top to build cylinder pressure down low. But if the engine itself is never intended to run that high, then you get the best of both worlds. Again, it all comes down to camshaft selection and camshaft timing and what you expect out of it. So do a low compression engine with the cam way advanced, give up 1,000 or 2,000 RPM of top end power, which you wouldn't really be using anyway with that application, and all else is equal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Call your cam guy if you don't understand and tell him what you want to do. He'll go, here you go.
Yeah. It's like, or call Hughes. Get a whiplash cam, right? Or just understand how the whiplash cam is ground, and then just apply that to any other manufacturer. And you're just, this is what I want. Spec my cam this way.
Right.
Let's see. Like 20,000 when it calls for 100,000 minimum.
I don't understand that one either.
I think it's talking about lash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Rocco says it sounds like a job for Midnight Speed Labs.
Midnight Speed Labs.
Actually, you know what? That is a good. Take a 7,000 RPM cam, stick it in a 1,500 RPM or a 5,500 RPM engine, advance the living piss out of it. That could be punchy and fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Rocco always has good ideas.
Mopar Maniac has a 440 block from a 78 Power Wagon that I stroked to a 512 and put in a 68 Charger. Bet you that was a tire smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Clatra, will too little valve lash cause lift noise on? These people just stop.
Stop.
Like, yeah, I'm done
I'm
typing
done.
this.
Yeah.
Well, let me go back and read that again. Will too little valve lash, not enough lash, cause lift noise? Not enough lash would cause. Not enough lash. See, now it depends, right? If you were to set for zero, so if you set for zero lash when it's ice cold, you're okay. If you set for zero lash when the motor is warmed up, on a solid lifter, the engine won't even start because
When everything shrinks down, you're holding the valve a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So when I'm setting up a hydraulic for myself, not for other people, but for myself, when I'm setting up a hydraulic cam, I shoot for zero cold lash, solid cam even. I'm very conservative on valve flash. I usually only go with the bare minimum. So, like for instance, Bottle Rocket is solid roller, okay, and I've got like 2,000 cold lash intake and exhaust on that. Then the cam calls for like 10, 12, and I've got it down to 2. Because it opens up to that 10, 12 when it's warmed up, when the engine's warmed up. So I don't even know where we're going with this.
We're talking about too little lash making noise.
Yeah. So how should I saying hydraulic lifters are zero lash? Yeah, preload. In fact, they're normally negative lash preloaded. Yes. Alan Connor, are you adjusting the valves while the engine is running plus 5/8 turn preloaded? Only on a Chevy or on a ball stud type of engine. I never set running. I know some people like to set lash on like slant sixes and stuff with the engine running. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
It's a messy situation.
Yeah, no, that's just dumb. Okay. On a ball stud motor like a small block Chevy, yes, adjust it while it's running. I never go for the 5/8. I go a quarter to a half. So basically, I have the engine running, back off each. You have to do your ballpark, okay, just to get it running, okay. And then what I do is while it's idling, just back off until you hear it, that individual rocker go tick 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 tick, then bring it back to the tick 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 stops, and then I go another quarter to a half. And I know the spec is 5/8, but I like to go in a minimum on it.
I like the quarter turn also.
Quarter turn, right? Yeah.
And I generally never, like a Chevy, I never set them hot. I just set them when I put the cam in, and I got the manifold off, and then set them, and then rotate the motor over, and I can look and see, okay, it's on the base circle now, it's not on the hump, and then spin it and do it that way, and then every time it's fine.
Yeah, I've done like that too. You just rotate the motor around one by one, bring them to like the push rod. You bring
you watch the push rod go up,
zero,
goes down, and you go down a little bit.
Like that, and then move on to the next. Yeah. That's assuming you're assembling the engine from scratch, not that you're setting the valves afterwards. In other words, if you put the cam in, you've got the engine all apart, that would be the time to do it that way.
Yeah.
But let's just say an engine comes to you, it's new to you. You know what I mean? And you're just going to go around it and bring everything up to snuff, set the valves and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like, nope, tear it up. Screw it. It runs like
all
shit.
New stuff.
It runs like shit. Tear it apart.
All new stuff.
All new stuff. Get the credit card out. Get on the phone. Order some shit.
20-cent motors. So you're running loose, which falls in line with loose valve tappets cause noise. I guess I like everything loose, except for lash. I'm not big on loose lash, but everything else. Good God, I mean, if I'm having an engine, if I'm having an engine board 30, I always go 35. If there were 40, just depending on the situation. If I'm having a crank cut 10, I always cut it 11. I like loose. I like my engines to just rattle. You know what I mean? I like everything to just be flopping around in there, nice and happy. And then when you give it gas, bam! You know what I mean? They rev like chainsaws, and that's what gets you moving. That's what gets you moving. Josh Homan, is good to have you here, my brother.
What's going on, Josh?
Just watched a 460 Ford build, 3/4 after zero lash. That seems excessive.
Yeah.
That's excessive. Stray bullet, does Tony also adjust his front wheel bearings a little loose? Yes, Absolutely. If there's a clearance, I always go to the largest size. If you go through a service manual, right, it'll give you specs, a range of specs. The tightest to the loosest. I always go to the loosest, whatever it happens to be. Automatically, the loosest. That's what works best. That's how stuff runs hard.
If it's a race car, you don't need all that grease in the wheel bearings and stuff like that. And enough, but you don't need to pack it in there like it's a camper trailer.
I go. So you're supposed when you tightening front bearings, you're supposed to go just snug and then back it off a little bit.
Yeah.
And what I do is I keep tightening until I don't feel any. Right. No. I put a decent amount of grease on there. I don't get chintzy with the grease, right? But I don't glob it in either.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I just tighten the wheel bearing. I tighten the nut until I don't feel any motion. When I don't feel any motion, that's enough.
All the preload's going. Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably go another half turn on the nut. You know what I mean? And still be in that range, but I just stop when there's no more movement. Joe K, bearing clearance is set loose. You have no idea.
F Me TV. Tony, I got a 383 that I just put in a 75 Monaco. I'm having a hard time getting the damn dipstick tube in. Any ideas?
I tell you what happened. The old dipstick tube is broken off from the hole.
That's why you can't get the new one in.
Yeah, almost guarantee it.
There's somebody occupying that space.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you look really carefully, you'll see that the old dipstick is probably broken off inside. Thomas Micah, he likes smooth, quiet GM motors. I knew a shade tree mechanic in Miami who had a 95 Camaro that whispered. I couldn't stop smiling. What are we talking about now? Are we talking about something you're going to drive every day in traffic, or are you talking about a hot rod? Because I'm referring to hot rods. I'm not talking about reassembling or assembling a stock engine for regular everyday use. I'm talking about hot rods. Hot rods should be loose. It's what's that saying? There's if your engine is too loose, only you'll know it, right? If your engine is too tight, everybody around you will know it, and that's the truth. It's tight engines that blow up, not loose engines. XR Zoos, what do I think about the new cafe news? I honestly, I haven't been paying attention to anything in the last week or two. I've had many other things occupying my head, so I don't know what is the new the new
what?
The cafe news.
I seen the blurb that they told the states to go shove it. They can't do anything, and then just you can do what you want.
Works for me.
Yeah.
J. Russell Finch, being loose is a lower pressure expected, or do you use high pump pressure? On a gasoline on a gasoline engine, a steel connecting rod gasoline engine, I shoot for 7 pounds for 8,000 RPM. So at idle, I want 7 pounds of pressure. At 5,000 RPM, I want 35 to 40 pounds of pressure. And if there's more than that, I know I'm just throwing power away.
There's one I've seen here. Where'd it go?
Anthony Lopez, why is getting expensive to tinker with cars? Tell me about it. Prices are getting out of hand to build any hot rod or muscle car. That's why I am the future.
And you build junk and have fun with junk.
Look, you're looking right now. You're looking at the future of hot rodding and drag racing, because I work with junk. I work with free stuff. I work with stuff that nobody else wants. I work with stuff I find on the side of the road. And eventually, everybody's going to have to do that because the prices are just
ridiculous.
Bonkers. There's no way these manufacturers can survive with this kind of pricing and the rest of the economic environment going on around us. No, there is no future there's lots of future, but it's going to belong to the guys who can scrounge, who can be creative, who can make stuff work.
We have a horde of carburetors and this and that.
Yep.
Yeah, I unfortunately have a horde of JTech and LS computers up in the office. I get requests for them all the time. Yeah, give me the part number. I got one.
20-cent Motors is saying cafe corporate average fuel economy has done more to destroy the modern car than practically anything else. Yeah, you think it was a coincidence? Because I know.
Defund cafe. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Bring back the Miata. Oh, the Miata. I parted that car out like 4 years ago now.
People still ask about
that
week.
thing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can build another one.
Maybe we need to put that 3-3 in Miata.
No, we'll build our 440.
I'll put the 440.
I got the tunnel ram and everything for it.
And 2 pans, or whatever pan we need.
I got a rear sump pan for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to get a Miata and stick a tunnel ram 440 in it?
Yeah, kind of do.
Oh, that would be bitching.
Yeah.
It would fit better than the Slate 6.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can memorize every bit of what was needed and how it all fit. The only problem is there's not going to be any rear suspension, any factory rear suspension or diff that's going to stand up to that.
Just keep the skinny tires on it, and then it's a burnout machine.
It would be a burnout machine. That's something to think about.
Yeah. Who has a Miata that's all blown up and don't mind being cut up? You're gonna have to drive it because I can't even get in them. I do not physically fit. Not even on the driver's side. I'm without the steering wheel, I'm jammed in there. So,
Crash's Roadrunner Garage. I just picked up a box of 1973 vintage Mopar oil filters, and was wondering if they're good to use as far as a filter media is concerned. Yeah,
they're probably better than what you buy now.
I in a heartbeat, man. I think you got gold. You could probably put those things on eBay and get some serious loot for them. Okay.
What?
X3 Zeus 503 is saying the recent news that Cafe can no longer find manufacturers for missing the average fleet fuel economy.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
What's this Brett McIntyre? There must have been before me. I missed your 55 Chevy 4-door to the 2-door project that you started. Did you do a D&D?
Yeah, D&D Speed Shop. Yeah.
Okay. What was that?
I ended up sweeping that project up when I left the old shop. I kind of had to sweep it up, and it accidentally ended up in a trash bale.
Oh, you cut so much off, there was nothing left.
It was just a pile of random parts. It was just a pile of random shit. I like some wood, like an old oil filter, like a rocker shaft and a couple of push rods, and
you cut it up so much there was nothing left.
A rusty piece of fender.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff like that. Some random nuts and bolts, a couple of pop rivets, and it was all just in a pile. I swept it all into a pile.
Put it in the dumpster.
No, and I parked it. I parked it behind one of the cars in the shop, and I gave it its own space, and that was going to be my DD Speed Shop 4-door to 2-door conversion project.
Okay.
But then when I left the shop, I ended up having to throw it away.
The shop before the last shop.
This last shop, yeah.
I don't remember even seeing it in there.
You would have been, you would have
With a
walked right
pile
past
in
it.
the
It was just a
corner?
random pile of shit on the floor.
Ah, okay. I get
You
it.
wouldn't have even noticed it.
I get it now. It took me a second.
Integrity. I don't know what Helen Connor's saying. Has to do with the size. Okay, they're talking about the corporate average fuel economy.
Mm.
Yeah, TK's Garage is the channel. When I'm curious about what's going on in the world of current events, TK's Garage is usually a channel that I'll dive in.
See him, and then there's another guy, a black guy named DeButter.
Yeah, Butter the Insider.
Yeah. He's pretty funny. His wife actually laughs at him too. So
Wayne Buzzle, any more on the Buell test mule and dyno? Yes. Okay. So the Buell, I've actually been riding it around. I had to order a pair of front wheel bearings and a front tire for it, which I'll have on Sunday. We'll be getting back over to Bill's shop after his busy season passes. He's slammed, which you would think it's July. Everybody on earth has got their motorcycle out, and who needs a tire, and who needs a chain, and who needs this, and who needs that. So he's got no time for this shit.
wait till October.
Right, wait till October, the riding season, and we'll be able to. But I have had a lot of fun on that bike. The more I ride it, the more I realize that I think the Thumper is my favorite motor. A big single, like over 300 cc or thereabouts, 250, 300 cc, and bigger single cylinder motorcycle engine, I believe is my favorite thing of all, because they just have so much personality. Okay. Oh yeah, OC Motivator, definitely. I check him out too. Let's see. JB, Tony, working with old cars, or yes, sometimes junk, is much better than new headaches that for us old guys can't work on. My greatest pride is my beautiful 1957 Pro Resto Mod Bel Air that wins Best of Show. Congratulations! I'm glad you got a show winner there. I've never won any type of show. You'll laugh at that. Look what I did. Did you paint that with a potato?
Or with a live chicken, yeah.
Right. Did you paint that with a live chicken? Brett McIntyre wants to know if we're getting any track time. We haven't. I've been close to home. As I don't know, people
and it wouldn't matter because it freaking rains every weekend.
But Kathy has MS, and she's had a very bad time for the last few months, and so I've been stuck close to the house. Not stuck, it's my responsibilities are here. So I haven't been able to get to the track really since the very beginning of the year. But she's on her, what's the word I'm looking for?
Recovery. She's being reconditioned.
There's a word for recovery.
She's trending up.
Remission. She's working towards like remission. So she's up and she's walking around and she's getting stuff done now. So it'll free up my time and I'll be able to get back to the track more. I'll be able to spend more time here at the shop. I haven't really spent half the time that I usually do working on the stuff that we've got. Straight Bullet says we care more about Kathy than we do the track anyway. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Where it goes. Be cool to build some of the top speed C body and try to get close to 200 miles an hour.
being stock appearing as possible. Wow.
Could you get that big brick? It's the 200. That's pushing a lot of air.
Yeah.
Because the air squares at anything over 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you'd have to get a Daytona nose for a C body to go 200.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like which C body would
because they all have a
do that
deep
with.
inset grill, and that's just like a snowplow for the wind.
Yeah. I think maybe like a 70 Chrysler, like a fuselage, like the fuselage body. I think the 70 Chrysler is the smallest grill opening. It's kind of like a 68 Charger.
Okay.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, you're right. As I said, she's pushing a mountain of wind to drive a house.
Yeah, you'd have to modify the front, at least the front of the body, and then the back of it, because a 200 with all that air under a C body, it would just wouldn't need wings.
Ray Rodriguez, ever hear of Sportster knee? Have I heard of Sportster knee? I've been thrown off those things a couple of times. Territory, Tony, should I be buying acetone stock with this 383 project? It's how stuck this blog is. It's not stuck anymore. Watch the video I posted yesterday. It's completely free. We were going to knock the pistons out of it tonight on this live, and we were like, it's just too hot out there. It's crazy. It's like, nah, hell it. Let's just sit here like old men and
in the cold. Yeah.
Reminisce.
Complain about things. Hey, these young kids today, we don't understand them.
Ron Armstrong wants to know, does it have to be a controlled 200 miles an hour? That is the best question ever. Yes, I know, right? How big are your cojones?
Mm-hmm. Okay, how's the Hot Rod Lounge library?
It's right there. We're just switching it off, switching around a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeff Hutchins says you can go 200 in anything as long as it's straight down.
Straight down.
Well, so you can go 200 in anything once.
Right.
You just take anything. You take your house and accelerate it to 200 miles an hour with enough thrust. Once. Narang. Thoughts on pops and bangs tunes? I have no idea what he means by that.
It's when you let up the gas, like pop.
Ah, Jesus.
If you knew how horrible that was for everything from the pistons to the valves to the whole exhaust to everything in the car, you never would. It's easy to do, tuning wise.
I'm lost on why anybody would.
Because they're kids and they want to make more noise than actually go fast.
I mean, I've had cars that popped and banged as he was decelerating, but it's because it was just normal and it had partially blown header gaskets. So when you took your foot off the gas, it started sucking air in it, as you're slowing down, but not deliberately. You know what I mean? Why would you do that deliberately?
The kids think it's cool. They dump all the timing off the decel side of the timing map and
Wargos is saying the goal isn't to get 200 miles an hour per se, but as close as possible with being a sleeper and hidden aero mods. I don't know how well you're going to hide the aero mods.
Unless you clear plexing the front.
So now it's 160. I forget. Ford actually calculated this out. This is back in like 1966. and it was 167 miles an hour.
I don't know.
I think it was 167 miles an hour was the speed at which the passenger car shape of the time becomes a wing. This was when they were doing the flip top comets, and I can't think of the guy's name now. The engineer. It'll come to me. But it's something like between 165 and 170 miles an hour. 167 was the number for the comet body, where without any aerodynamic aids, that's where it becomes a wing and starts to fly. And then they had to start taking air out from underneath. And if you look at those cars, those 3 flip-top comets, you'll see that it's got like an air dam built into the front bumper. And that was, and they were able to get more mile an hour out of it that way. But I don't think you can really hide very many aero mods once you get to that level.
Unless you had a button, then all the spoilers came out.
James, exactly. You could do like a James Bond type.
And the side skirts and
that could be pretty cool.
And a front air dam and a little wing on the back to keep the back end down. Can you imagine that in a big bench seat? Woo! Go to slow down. Doesn't want to slow down.
Clayton's Toolbox. Do you run 1030 in Bottle Rocket, or it's a 5-weight synthetic? Right? Was it? Is it 20, 10, 5?
I don't know what you put in there.
Quake Estate 5-weight, but I forget what the higher number was.
530, 525.
It must be 520.
Okay.
Yeah, I use a synthetic 520 in that engine. NASCAR car started flying at some point if it went backwards. Yeah, well, that's where those roof hatches came in. They have I don't know if you guys are familiar with NASCAR cars. I'm not really all that familiar with NASCAR cars, but
yeah, the hood flaps to get rid of the internal pressure.
Yeah, they're on the roof.
Yeah.
So when those cars get turned around, because they're nose down with all of the air to try to keep the air from underneath the car. So when they get turned around, the air comes in from behind and lifts it off the ground. So they have these hatches that open up on the roof to keep the thing from, to break the airstream going over the roof so it doesn't act like a wing. All right. Dr. Art.
Yes.
We've been at this for 2 hours.
Yes, I know.
How is that even possible?
Vitamins and good air conditioning.
It's really good air
It's
conditioning.
cold as shit here.
Yes. All right, guys, we are going to pull the plug. Dr. Art, what do you have to promote?
If I can get it out of my head, pull it all the way out, there'll be a reupholstery video on the cheap.
You've done an amazing job on that.
And then on the Barracuda, then putting the seats back in the Barracuda and finishing up that little project. There is another video that I have in the works that I've tried to start 3 times. It just doesn't want to go. There was a new video today. And there'll be some rebuilding Mopar big block cylinder heads on a budget.
Yes. If you need valves or anything, I have tons. So, yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to do the heads for the 383. I'm going to do the short block, and then we'll put it all back together. That engine's going to go fast. I will go together fast. So I think
Have you settled on the color, or you still want to go black and white like Winnie?
Let me think on it. So Mexican Spec, Tony, we back on Wednesday from now on. Yes,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: we're going to be starting later.
Times may vary.
Yes, times are going to vary. But I have dog classes. It's just one of my responsibilities. So I have dog classes on Wednesday evenings, and as soon as that class is done, we'll get over here and get on live. But we probably won't be starting until about 8 o'clock from now. So we usually start at 7 Central. We'll be starting at 8 Central.
Which would be interesting because we'll get that weird hour between 9 and 10.
Yeah, I think it'd be better for us overall.
Probably.
But let's see.
What is this?
Vintage Adventure Drives. Hey, I'm getting the front suspension off of Plan Z. My car weighs 2860 with the factory disc brakes. I want to put on drums to save some weight. You're gonna save 40 pounds. It's a 40-pound savings. So on that note, our awesome mods, Mexican Spec, Fubar, Zero was here. Ari was in for a little bit. Thank you guys as always. Everybody contributed with Super Chat. Thank you. Never expected, but always appreciated. It helps keep the bills paid around here. Every little bit helps. And everybody contributed with just your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally. And
We're done.
we're done.
We're done.
I'm hitting the out button. Where is it?
Have a nice secret list weekend.
Yeah. Enjoy your secret list.